Welcome back to HSF Pilates. This is a beginner Pilates glute workout. We'll be doing a warm up and then the workout and do some stretching at the end. If you'd like to make this more challenging, you can also add ankle weights. So let's get right into it. Let's start first by lying on our backs. We're gonna have our feet hip distance apart. They're flat on the mat. Hands are down by our side. We'll start with pelvic rocks. So you're gonna bring that low back closer towards the mat and then come back to that starting position. Keep going. So the bones, your hip bones and your ribs are coming closer together. And we're trying to use our abs to do this, to create this movement and not to just press our feet into the ground and make that movement happen that way. Let's do a few more. Let's do hip rolls. So we're gonna roll through imprint. So what we just did, rolling through that low back and then come up onto the shoulder blades and then roll back down, trying to touch each vertebra to the mat. And again, roll back up and roll down. Make sure your knees are pointing directly in front of you here and not floating in or out. Let's do hip lifts. So instead of doing that rolling through the spine, we're just gonna lift straight up. So bridge up and come back down. Keep going. So pressing up and coming down. What we wanna be mindful of here is not opening up in the chest. So what that means is going up like this and then going all the way up. You don't need to come up that high. The whole point here is to work the glutes. So you wanna get those glutes in a shortened position. We bridge up, they are there, and then come back down. We don't need to go up more than that. Let's bring the knees in. We'll rock back and forth. We'll do this in between rest periods sometimes, because sometimes you can feel a little bit in the low back, even when you're doing it right. Okay, let's bring the feet back out. Let's bridge up and stay, and we're gonna do toe taps on one side. So you're gonna tap and come back up. Keep going. So it's up to you. You can keep it small if it's a little difficult for you to stay even here, or you can bring it all the way up to tabletop and then tap. We'll keep this short. Let's go to the other side. So plant that foot, other side and tabletop, and tap. Put that foot down, let's come down. Let's do one more warm-up exercise. We're going to bridge up. This time we're gonna lift one heel and then lift the other heel. Keep going. So you wanna be keeping stable right here and not rocking in the hips as we bring one foot up and then the other foot up. So this just works the glutes, what's called isometrically, which means they're just working to keep us up and lifted. So it works the endurance of those glute muscles. Come down. Okay, let's move on to our exercises. Keep your feet the same. We're going to bridge up. We'll be dropping the hips and then come back up. We'll do this for 30 seconds. Here we go. So drop and lift. The most important thing is just that full range of motion here. So you can squeeze your glutes at the top, but the most important thing is getting as much range here as you can, so as much up and down, shortening and lengthening of the muscle. Last one. Stay up, lift the heels. Both heels come up, come back down. Keep going. Come down to rest. Now we're gonna place our feet into a V. So heels are together, toes are apart. They look like this, a V. We're gonna bridge up, drop the hips, come back up, just like that first exercise. Let's begin. Now for all bridging exercises with the breath, you can inhale as you come down and then exhale with that effort, the exertion. So when we bridge up. Stay up, lift those heels, come back down. Now, if you feel cramping in your hamstrings, you can play around with how far away your feet are. Maybe they need to be closer, maybe they need to be further away. Maybe you need to hydrate better before you start the exercises. Sometimes that can happen, especially if you're a morning workout person. So definitely a few things you could try here if you find that happening. Come down, let's bring the knees in, rock back and forth. Okay, let's add on. So bring your feet back out. They're not in a V this time, they're just parallel. We're gonna bridge up, lift the heels, drop the heels, come back down. So kind of combining those two. Here we go. So lift the heels, drop the heels, come down. If you find it's hard to lift the heels, you might have to scoot your feet a little bit closer in. Come down. Let's do a single leg bridge. So we're gonna bridge up. One leg comes in tabletop, drop the hips, come back up. Let's begin. So down and lift. So immediately upping the intensity for that one glute by making it single leg. Put that foot down, let's come down in between. Bridge back up, other leg, down and lift. Try to keep right here really level. So right at the hip bones. Put that foot down, let's come down. Next we're gonna add on with lifting the heel, doing single leg. Let's bridge back up. Leg comes in tabletop. Lift the heel. If you find it's too far away, bring it closer. So lift and lower. Here we go. So just lifting the heel. Glutes are just working to keep us supported, to keep us up. So more of an endurance work here. Bring that foot down. Let's come down in between. I always try to give you enough rest to be able to really go all out when we're doing the exercises. Let's bridge back up. Tabletop leg, lift and lower. Here we go. All right, good. Come down. Let's sit up. We're gonna go onto our hands and knees. We're gonna bring one leg up and then we're gonna lift it higher and come back down. Try to keep that knee pointed down. Here we go. So up and down. So just getting that glute into a more shortened position here as we lift up. Bring that knee down. Take a little rest. We'll do the other side. Other side. Lift and lower. Try to keep those hip bones pointed more towards the mat here and not opening up as that leg comes up. Okay, good. Bring that knee down. We'll come down to rest. Then we're gonna go out to the side one way and the other way. So let's come out. Knee's gonna be hovering. We're gonna lift up and come back down. Let's begin. So lift and lower. We wanna go as high as we can, but not so much that we are going to sink into this hip to get that leg up. So you might need to keep the height a little bit less than what you think, but that's okay. Just stay right on top of this knee here. Okay, let's go right into the other side. Knee is hovering, we lift and come back down. Okay, bring that down. Let's step back. Ooh, that feels good. Then we're gonna combine those. So I'll show you. We're gonna lift up and then out to the side. We'll do it on both sides. Let's begin. So we go up and then out to the side. I am making an effort to keep my abs in here and not let that low back arch. So they're supporting my low back. Let's rest. We'll go to the other side. Lift the leg. We come up and out to the side. Come down, sit back. Okay, we have one last exercise. We're gonna lie on our side for this. So lie on either side. We'll be doing both. You're gonna place your elbow right underneath your shoulder. Your feet are gonna be behind you, so they are in line with your glutes. You can place your hand on your hip or you can place it down. We're gonna do clams, so we're gonna lift and then come back down. Here we go. So lift up and come back down. So for the breath here, I'm trying to inhale as that leg comes down, exhale as the leg comes up. Almost done, we're gonna do some pulses. So stay up and then small pulses. So pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7. Yes, mine is burning too. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold and come down. Good, let's go to the other side. So elbow in line with the shoulder, feet are together and they're behind, so they're in line with your glutes. Lift and lower down. Now, if you find it's uncomfortable for this hip here, you can try to do it on a more padded surface. You could double up your mat if you need to. Almost there. Okay, now stay up and then pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. And come down. Great, okay. Let's stretch that out. So we're gonna lie on our backs. Bring one leg across your other knee. You can gently press on the knee if you like, and if you have the flexibility, you can bring your leg closer towards you and really feel it. We'll hold here. Now, if you normally do my workouts, you know this is not my normal filming space, but I have some issues with my other filming space right now, so this will probably just be a one-time thing, but it's a very pretty space, I think. Okay, now bring that foot down, and then you're gonna bring your leg slightly closer towards the floor so you can feel a bit higher up into the hip. We'll hold here. Okay, let's switch legs. So bring the other leg across, press into the knee if you like, or pull all the way through. That feels so good. I'm always so much more tight on the right side. Okay, now bring that foot closer towards the floor. Let's bring both knees in. You can wrap your arms around, rock back and forth, feel a little stretch through the low back. Let's sit up for one more stretch. We're gonna do a shell stretch, so our arms are gonna be reaching in front. And then round the back. You can have the knees open here. And then feel a stretch through the back. And come on up. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this workout. I'll attach some videos that could be good to do after this if you feel like doing a little something more. Make sure to subscribe for more, and I will see you next time.